been ready since 11:30 when that was supposed to end.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 126. We are breaking down the PC gaming show.
We are.
I am the Sonya lover, Travis Snell.
Oh God.
I'm Dylan Muss. I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm glad that the PC gaming show is over, Jessica.
Wow, showing the cards.
I'm the Shaun of a Time, Taylor Field.
Interesting.
Okay.
You could have said Shaun of the Dead.
Get out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's start. Overall thoughts. I'll start. I thought it was good. I actually thought it was better than last year. I thought sometimes it was slow and to preferences, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I'm not a PC gamer, so not too many games I have staked, but it's the same thing as Bethesda yesterday. It's like games I'm not really interested in, but I want to see how it's shown. PC, I think they did a good job. Some stuff was a little quick, and then some stuff was a little too long, so I thought it was alright. I thought it was better last year as far as it wasn't as long, and there was less awkward moments, and they actually had some good moments. Like we'll talk about how they ended the conference, how they talked about some stuff, so I thought it was good to decent, so better than last year.
I agree with everything you said in terms of the presentation itself. And I just liked it better this year because there was actually like a few more games that I'm like genuinely interested in and probably gonna check out or keep my eye on, or probably even a few that I'm gonna buy. So yeah, overall I thought it was pretty good. The presentation was iffy. It could have been a little bit more snappy, and there was some awkward moments and a lot of developers on stage, maybe a little too many, but Sonya was great. So.
Sonya, she better be there for Sony, Ubi, she better be hosting next year.
I hope so.
Jessica?
Well, Sonya, she was okay. The presentation, it was just, I don't know, like, I understand bringing people out, but there was a lot of times where I was just like, okay, you guys need to, like, wrap up, like, move on. Had they not spent as much time talking to people about shit that didn't matter, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
You know how Xbox Live works?
Yeah, I didn't know that Xbox multiplayer, like... Whew.
It's a new technology.
It is. It just announced last night that
I hear they charge for it.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking vultures.
So yeah, I did actually like a lot of the things that they were talking about. They looked really interesting. I was kind of disappointed that, some of the more indie games they didn't talk about at all, like the Oscillets and Tunic, which both looked really cute.
The games you and I were into were like, and then those developers didn't come.
Yeah, they didn't talk about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, I did think it was better than last year, but still, I think it should have been a little shorter, not as kind of dragged out. So,
Mr. Field.
I enjoyed it. I feel like I liked the other one last year a bit more just because of how awkward Sean was. I think it made it more of a memorable kind of conference. That being said, it was cool to see him kind of be more professional this time around.
I like the conference that was less in quality just because we had one.
I don't know, last year didn't have that great thigh touch, though.
No.
Or Sonya.
No, it didn't.
Or Sonya.
Yeah, no Sonya. They brought her in
Or
to clean it up.
Felix. You guys didn't appreciate Felix, though.
I like her as a person. The name, I'm not sure.
I think that overall it wasn't too bad. There were a few games that I don't really care for because I am not PC, but a few games like the one that they ended on, like I think it was a great
one
ending.
that they ended on.
Yeah, the one they ended on was
Age
great.
of Empire?
I couldn't tell if you were just
Vampires.
trying to save it or if you forgot the name. It's like one of those iconic.
I didn't want to
games.
say it because we're not jumping into the games just yet,
Okay,
so I didn't want to shout
He's
it
mad
out.
last time Bethesda when I called him out when he started moving around and all these
Fuck.
things.
But I think it wasn't bad. Definitely. So far, so good.
Okay, let's start because we got
So far, so good. It's over.
It's over, yeah.
Out of all the conferences, so far, so good.
Okay.
We gotta be quick because we got Ubi coming up. XCOM 2. Me and Terry learned that it's on consoles, which we did not think. I've never played it, never will. We have an expansion.
Never will.
War of the Chosen.
Wow, brutal.
Looked cool. I like the guy with the white hair. That was about it.
I've only played like a tiny bit of XCOM. It's pretty classic. It's Fire Emblem with guns. Tyler really likes it. Looks like a fun game. When I have time for it, I don't know when I'll play it. Someday I'd like to play it. But one thing to note is that the expansions for the first game I heard were really good. Like they had a lot of content for the price, and like it was almost like a second game within the game itself. So, and they said this DLC has even more content.
I thought he said
than
double than the first.
The first DLC. So that's like I don't know how much it is. Probably $20 or $30 for that DLC. And it'll probably be worth it if you're an XCOM fan. I think that's a good thing to kind of start the conference out with, too. So, yep.
I think XCOM was on sale when we worked at Target, wasn't it? Like, I feel like...
It's one of the few PC games we had in the
Well, it was on
Oh, right. It
360
was
too,
on
wasn't
console.
it?
Yeah,
It
like,
was.
no.
Yeah.
Me and Taylor didn't see it.
Yeah,
Pretty
it
sure.
was on 360 as well. Or
I think so.
yeah.
No idea.
So anyway, it did look really cool,
On the Wii U.
but it was on Wii U.
No.
Whew. That gamepad. Whew. I probably will not buy it though, but it does. It looks really cool, and I can understand it and appreciate why people would want to play it because it did look cool, but
Mhm.
it's just not enough to drag me into buying it.
Did
Yeah, I was blindsided when you guys said it was on console because I mean, like, wow, it looked like a great game. I'm surprised I was not aware of that.
Pre-order?
Maybe not day one pre-order, but
It's out now. It's out for consoles.
oh, see, look at
It's
that.
been out since last September.
Probably a banner.
Probably a binner.
Hashtag banners.
It looks cool, you know. I like
Hashtag stick
aliens. Aliens are always a cool thing in a game, and did
Always?
they say it was turn-based?
It is turn-based.
It is turn-based?
You know what Fire Emblem is?
Yeah.
It's Fire Emblem with guns.
Yeah.
So it's like a grid, and you move your character. It's
Yeah.
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 It was like that last game that we saw where you built.
Do you
a
know what
map
Fire
and you,
Emblem
like,
is?
move
I do.
it.
Okay.
And you can like
The
laser
character's
attack.
on
I feel like that
Smash.
description I gave explains what it is.
You know, like Halo Wars.
Yes.
But like with XCOM.
But with
But it's not
XCOM.
really though, because it's
But with
turn-based.
tiles and turn-based.
He's more about the real time.
I'm more about
Travis
the
is
real
really
time.
mad that we're dragging on.
He's
Are
more
you?
about MMO. I'm not mad, you know. I'm just checking.
It looks really great. I think they unveiled it pretty awesome. Like the DLC trailer, cinematic. It wasn't really gameplay. It was just cinematic, wasn't it?
I don't think there's any.
No,
gameplay.
there was some gameplay I thought, but like there was like guys jumping and attacking in like
Oh, yeah.
from one to another and things like that.
Yeah, true.
Looks very cool.
Oblets, the hair color game.
The hair color game.
Not gonna buy
A
it.
game that's a
wouldn't buy it.
combination of Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, and
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks really cute. Like I could see if that was like a $20, $30 game, I could see myself playing it. It just looks like something fun, mess around, make a cool house and stuff. Looked like a perfect game for Jessica.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with this. It's for Xbox One as well, so I'll definitely pick it up. Yeah, it looked amazing. I play all those games: Harvest Moon, Pokemon, and
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. So right up my alley. And some of the little creatures that they showed were so cute. I'm kind of salty that they didn't give us any more information at all except this trailer. And then they're like, but this next game,
And coming 2018.
yeah,
Early 2018.
well, just say yeah, sometime 2018.
Yeah.
So whenever that is.
It
But
does seem like a weird game to announce like really early.
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that far off, but
I don't know. They gotta get time to build in all those hair colors.
true.
Mhm.
A lot of
So-
colors.
That's the most the Bane selling thing I saw on Twitter. You know. I was like,
The hair colors.
oh yeah.
Whew.
You know, it looks like a pretty cool game. I love Pokemon. I love Animal Crossing. Harvest Moon, I don't have like a huge history
Get to
with.
farm, get your cows and milk them.
Oh,
Brush your cows, feed your cows,
Taylor loves milking cows.
water all your plants,
I'm
and
a
then
farm
harvest
boy.
them. Take everything to market and sell it.
That sounds pretty cool to live in that kind of a world. Like
We do live in that kind of a world.
I meant in the digital aspect of it, because I don't really live on a farm. So, but anyways, you know, Ooblets looks pretty. Ooblets looks pretty cool.
Jesus.
I think it's neat how you can actually grow the little things out of the ground and then they like follow you around.
they're
and-
called plants.
Are they?
Oh.
Or are they called Ooblets?
I think
We would know, but they didn't tell us,
they didn't give
unfortunately.
us any information.
It
I wonder
looks.
if you know what you're gonna grow, or if
You
you
know,
like
personally,
grow
I don't think
things.
that's a game you need information for. Really. I think you see the trailer and you know what kind of game it is.
I
Right?
think pretty much everyone in this room kind of made their decision on if they'd purchase it or not, more or less from just that trailer. So
I think by the second you see the first image, you're like, oh.
I feel like if that game had a developer come out, I don't think that would have been. I don't think I would have wanted that.
Mm.
it was long enough without a developer speaking for it. I'll give it that. Okay, what's
Looks
next?
good.
Battletech.
That'll.
Oh, is that the mech one that you were really
Yeah.
interested in?
Yeah, I just think I really like the art style behind it, and it looks like a fun like strategy game. Like that's something that once again I wish Tyler was here because I think he would love a lot of these games, and I think that one it just looks like a fun take on like a turn-based sort of strategy game. I didn't play it like the BattleTech. I guess it was like a board. One of those board games like
The
Warhammer.
tabletop
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, tabletop. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I guess it was one of those games back in the day. But yeah, it looks like fun. Like, if it's a full price game, I probably wouldn't end up picking it up. But it does look like it just doesn't look like it has a ton of depth. But it looks like a game that would be fun to play. Like I would definitely check it out. I'll keep my eye on it for sure. They talked about it for a decent amount of time. I don't know. They might have mentioned some of that stuff. We kind of zoned out.
Like build your army of like 20 guys, and you can pick and choose who's in it and whatnot. But
Yeah, it almost looked like it's more small scale than that, right?
Yeah,
Like you have like maybe 3 or 4 against each other, but maybe it is like larger. Like even the maps looked kind of more close combat, sort of. But I just love the visuals of it. Like it looked like a tabletop game in a video game, right? Like that transition you can definitely see in like the art and design choice that they made. So looks cool.
I won't end up picking it up. I'll I'll ask you how it is when you pick it up, but like it might be a Steam sale a couple of years down the road, episode 700 or something. We'll talk about
700.
Wow.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I definitely favor RTS games a little bit more over the turn-based, but this one looked really beautiful actually, and just being a smaller scale sized turn-based game with a couple of the mechs, and then how they were emphasizing how you can accept contracts from different characters and just
the map looks cool, right? It looked like pretty massive,
and how you can explore just space and go to these different places. It seemed like it had a really cool environment and just experience that they were going for in this game, and I'm with you. I actually am kind of tempted to keep my eye on it because it looks pretty cool.
Is that
actually
one PC only?
I could see it being a PC only game, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
They didn't really mention much of that in this conference. Like there was a couple that had like the Xbox logo hanging out, but they never really mentioned it a whole lot.
Yeah, no.
Mountain Blade 2, I thought it looked interesting. I won't play it because it's on PC, but I liked the look of it, and yeah, it looked cool. Lots of battles, lots of one guy standing there with 9 arrows in his face, but he was.
Oh, okay, that one.
He was still trucking along, He's making it home to his wife.
That was the one that looked like Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors with horses.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, that's one of the games. The first one I see it on Steam a lot, like when there's sales and stuff, developer sales going on. It's just never really like been a game that's gripped me. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look like something that has that replay value. Like if I was at someone's house and they were playing, I'd be like, oh, can I jump in for a couple games or something like that? But I don't know if it's a game that I'd purchase. And this trailer didn't really do it for me either, just because it looked really simple. Like every gameplay moment they showed of it was kind of the same sort of deal. And it does look cool, like it's just grand scale battles, but when I've played Dynasty Warriors, I'm just not that into it. Like it's just like even when I have Hyrule Legends or Hyrule Warriors, and even though it has like the obviously the like Hyrule skin to it, it's still like just not that fun of a game for me. Just because it's super hack and slash like button masher.
Even that you get like specials and things like that. In Dynasty Warriors, you have specials and different characters can do different things. And this one, it didn't really give anything like that. It's literally you're a guy on a horse. So I don't know. At least with Dynasty Warriors, or Hyrule Warriors, you're like working up towards being able to use your certain powers and do better things. Where this one, they didn't even showcase anything like that. So I definitely agree. The replay value is just not going to be there.
I was trying to remember. Did they say like if you could give orders to your other the NPCs that were going to battle with you?
You probably have like objectives, so they're probably in a certain area. When you take over that point, you move on to the next. You have to capture the siege you're building, something like that.
Because that would make it a little bit more interesting of a game for me. Like you're immersed in the battle, and then it has that strategy aspect where you can actually dictate where you send your troops to go to and fight, which I think would be a really cool experience. So it's definitely something I'll probably just have to look at a bit more.
Cool.
Alright, after that was Total Warhammer 2.
Right, Total Warhammer 2.
Don't remember it.
Well, that was...
Oh, Pixels.
Yeah, that was the one that the cinematic trailer for it was like phenomenal. Like that looked amazing. It looked like something ripped out of like a Lord of the Rings movie even. But then they got to the gameplay and it didn't look that great. But it looked very similar to Mountain Blade in terms of like gameplay. Like it's just two big armies going against each other. I'm not really sure. Like that's another one of the games where I've seen like its predecessors on Steam and stuff like that, and yeah, it just looks like pretty basic in that sense. I don't know. I'll probably keep my eye on it, see what I guess makes it special, makes it different, because it just looked pretty cookie cutter to me, and then the graphics were just like okay. So nothing too special. It didn't really catch me. Yeah.
Anything else on?
I played Warhammer, like actually on tabletop before, so I have stopped playing that, and I don't necessarily feel the need to like play it on PC or Xbox. If I was gonna play it again, I'd like bust out my old actual pieces and go play on tabletop again with someone. So
Right,
yeah, and plus super pixely. Like if I'm gonna pay for a game, I would expect it to be finished and not look like super uneven edges and things like that.
Yeah.
This day and age, 2017. Come on now.
It looked fun, like with those super units, like the dragon and the T-Rex and all those kinds of stuff and everything. As you said, the cinematic was all like really, really awesome. But I mean, it, as you said, like it's 2017, so you know.
It shouldn't look that bad.
It was definitely like not crisp.
Not crisp.
Not
That's
crisp.
not what you want. Especially from a PC conference where you can tweak out these specs.
Wonder
Wonder Woman.
Wonderland Dream expansions. It was a card game online. I have appreciation for them because I play Gwent. I won't be playing this, but it looked, if you like those games, I'm sure you might want to jump into some Wonderland. So it looked good for what they showed. It was quick, so it was nice.
As for me, I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday during the Xbox. Bethesda? Yeah, it must be Bethesda.
Legends,
Yeah, so as for online card games, like, if I were to play one, I'd play Elder Scrolls, and if I wasn't playing that one, I'd probably play Gwent or Hearthstone, and I'd play whatever one I didn't play there. So this game's, like, it's down the list.
Yeah.
I probably will never play it. But, the cinematic for it was pretty cool. And it actually did look kind of interesting. Like, it looked smaller scale. We didn't get a whole lot of gameplay of it. Like, it was mostly the cinematic. But, yeah, I mean, card games, they just don't interest me a whole lot. A lot of, just those games that are, like, a lot of luck factors, I'm just not really into.
Cinematic actually made
Tricked
me
you a
super
little bit.
excited. Yeah, I was like, oh, what is this game? Like, I want to play this. And then it turned out to just be the card game expansion trailer. I was pretty disappointed, actually. I won't play it, as we talked about with Bethesda. Not for me. Played Gwent. That's about as far as I'll go.
Mhm.
Tried that Yu-Gi-Oh card game back in the day. That was, gets me every time. So yeah, I think they should make a game with that animation style they had going in that trailer for the Wonderland expansion, though. I'd be on that.
Like a Final Fantasy sort of thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like anime looking almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
It's like I said at Bethesda, like I'm not huge on playing online card games. I mean, I don't play Witcher, so I don't really know a lot about Gwent, but it looks fun. If I were to play one, it'd probably be Elder Scrolls Legends, because I kind of understand what's going on with... I've played that kind of world before, but for me, I'm more of like real-time playing Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's my kind of style.
Real-time playing.
Yeah, real-time playing.
The physical realm. Real life.
They talked about a lot of stuff in this chunk. They talked about PAX, talked about some gaming tournaments. They talked about Destiny 2 coming to PC. Anything from those strike you? Anything that's good? Destiny 2 coming to PC? I would not play... Destiny on console I have no excitement for. And lots of people are like, oh, is it Destiny 1.5? Like, is it really a sequel? I don't know. I don't care, so I won't be playing Destiny.
Yeah. That guy was definitely on stage talking for way too long.
A good minute, as a man once told me.
Yeah, it's almost like he had his own... conference and stuff.
Conference within a conference?
Yeah.
As for the stuff he was talking about, like,
Inception.
a lot of the tournament series he was talking about are things I already watch, Counter-Strike tournaments and stuff. I'm really hesitant with what he was going on about with VR and, like, esports, because to me those are just totally separate things. Like, how do you have a competitive game with VR? Like, that just doesn't sound enjoyable to me. Like, if you were trying to push a VR game as like competition, like I don't know, it just seems weird to me.
Well,
maybe down the line
they did cut in, and I put it in the middle. They talked about more at the beginning or more at the end, but this is when they talked about Lone Echo, and they showed at the end the esports of you had 8 guys in a room all playing VR against each other. So I guess that's what they want the future to be with VR esports.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited not really excited, but I'm curious to see where that goes. Like, I want to see if that catches on at all, if people are into that.
I doubt it.
As for the prize pool and stuff that you mentioned, like a $1 million prizes and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool.
Go to Poland.
Go to Poland.
And you have any thoughts on the Lone Echo game by itself there?
Is that the dodgeball looking one?
Yeah, and there's
it's
games
free with
one.
I think they said
it's
free
for
the
a
first
week
little
or
bit.
a month or something.
Yeah.
If I had VR, it's free. I would definitely check it out. It looks fun. I don't know how long you could play it for. Like, it seems like it would you'd play it for a couple weeks, something like that, and then move on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked. It looks actually like something that makes total sense for where we are with VR. We're just getting into it. These are the kind of games that are going to get made. It seems like
the
right?
early days.
Yeah. So it looked okay. Is it going to stand the test of time? Unlikely.
I feel like that'd be one of the ones that you would play in like the setups where you feel like you're like floating and it like bends back and stuff like that. Because I think this game would be kind of awkward, just like standing there or sitting on your couch when you're supposed to be moving around in like zero grav. But I mean, same thing. If I had Oculus, I'd try it. I'm not gonna go out and buy Oculus for this, especially if my PC is not really good enough to run many things. It's just like I just have a laptop that I use every once in a while, so I don't think that Oculus would even work on it, sadly enough. So, I don't know. Nothing else that he really talked about I don't really care about. I was excited about Destiny when it first came out, heard really terrible reviews, never bothered to try it. And other stuff he talked about, I don't even remember. That's how important it was.
I'm kind of curious because Bungie makes Destiny, right?
Well,
you're a huge Halo fan.
Well, it's different than because they took the team from Halo and put them into 343, and then so Bungie was actually new people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was still some. I didn't think like everybody that made it was over, but I thought there would be
there
like,
definitely
some
some
carryover.
crossover.
But
Yeah, I think there is some, but like that was where there was a whole lot of confusion where people were all excited. But then you probably know about this too, right?
About just the team not being fully on board.
Yeah,
because
when they took Halo and gave it to 343, a bunch of people like ended up leaving or
makes sense.
So I think it was like under the same name, but I don't think it was the same team.
Making that new Halo game. Oh wait, Taylor. No, they're not.
Which new
What did you think about this?
Exactly.
Exactly. What did you think about all this stuff?
For me, I'm not interested in esports VR. I mean, I guess it's still too early for me to really have an opinion on it. I'll have to see where it goes, but at this point, I'm not too pumped for it. I will say that, what was it called again? The
Lone Echo.
Yeah,
There's 2 games in there, I think.
Well, there's the space one.
Lone Echo is the space one with the disc and everything, but I think something was called Echo something, and I think it was like attached or an expansion or something to it. So I think the main game was the Lone Echo, like whatever that. Space
that one game. Like that one, like VR experience where you're outside the space station and you're pushing yourself. That looks like fun.
Yeah, that looks really
cool. Wasn't that Griffland, perhaps?
No, that's something else.
Then we will come to it eventually once we get there. Don't listen to names.
So we're talking about that game later or now?
Because I don't even know what the
I
title
can't remember
is,
what the title of that one was.
Okay, well, I personally, I think compare the two, like the one where you're throwing the discs or whatever seems pretty cool, but I haven't tried VR, so I would be very interested to know like what it would be like, because if you're floating in zero gravity, just having that on, and when you feel like you're standing on the floor, but when you look down and you're floating, I feel like that would really just play with your mind a little bit. I'm just wondering like how intense that would feel. Like it would probably
fall over.
Probably, like it'd probably be really cool.
They have the art VR, where you're basically just in like this big open area, and you can like use your wands to just draw, but there's no floor or anything under you. So, like, I didn't play that one, I just played the Batman, but my friend said that it wasn't that weird, because you can still feel the ground under your feet, you just look down and there's nothing.
Okay.
So, but, like, when I did play the Batman one, like, you could stand on a ledge and look down over the ledge, and it wasn't, like,
someone in the live chat said Echo Arena, so I think one was Lone Echo, I imagine that was maybe the space one, and Echo Arena was probably the disc fighting one, so...
Okay. Yeah. The space one, I think, is awesome, the fact that they actually looked at astronauts on the ISS and just took that movement and applied it to a game, and I think that, because I've always wondered, like, how movements seem probably kind of weird for VR when you're walking around and everything, but to actually create a proper movement system in the sense where you can stand still and you're grabbing things and using your hands to move because you are in space. I think that's an awesome way to improvise and just create this new kind of world. And I think it's really cool in space. Like the one scene they showed there where she had to like open up this vent quickly because the solar storm or something was coming, and it's just you. I'm assuming you probably work with a team with other players too, if it has that multiplayer.
You could, yeah.
But it looks really cool. I'd be very excited to play it.
Tunic was next. I thought that was a really cool game. I really liked the art style and the graphics they were going for. So I don't know if it's a game I'll ever play. Cute protagonists. That game was more for me than the Ooblets game or the hair color game. But this one, like, for me, it was cute, and I really liked the art style. It looked very cool and looked fun. And
Yeah, I could see myself picking that up if it was like a, another one of those $23 games for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Super cute. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god. Like, it's just fun to look at. Yeah. I mean, if it's $15-20 or whatever, I'd pick it up just to try it out. It's one of those kind of little indie games that, fun to support, right?
Yeah.
So.
I guess Foxers are the kind of trend right now, so I'm.
Oh wow, he's gonna
steal.
So there's a meme on Twitter that I showed everyone, and he's just gonna steal that.
He's gonna steal the
I'm
meme.
thinking of shouting it out.
He's gonna. No,
Fox
you
the
didn't.
Cloud is the
Because
best
you said
character,
I
really.
feel there's a lot of Fox. You didn't say, oh, I've seen out there's a lot of Fox. You're just trying to make it seem like you've made this great discovery.
Yeah, but
you bastard.
Sonya, OMG, it's Firefox.
There is a lot of Foxes.
With 3 X's, though.
3 X's. Ooh.
Anything else on Tunic?
Nope.
Battlegrounds, they talked about again. We heard about that last night at Xbox. They talked about weather. They talked about vaulting. They talked about
New
jumping.
gun. One whole
and
gun.
one new gun, as Sean would say. I've said everything I said about Battlegrounds last night. I've never played it. Didn't hear about it until last night. And I'm happy for
Those
the
seem
Xbox
like the
fans.
kind of announcements you would have for an EA game that isn't finished yet. And then everything else I said last night. So.
Yeah.
We can just I've never played it. I don't intend to play it.
I honestly like seeing those implementations of like the parkour and the movements. I'm not gonna lie, I think that looked really cool. And like as opposed to just jumping over things or climbing things, you could tell they put a lot of detail into the movements of the characters as they're climbing these obstacles and jumping. I don't know. For me, I think that's really cool.
Okay.
And I'm definitely more and more inclined to pick this up for console when it comes out.
That one extra gun really selling Taylor.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember this one. Tripwire. I remember the logo of it, but I don't remember what the gameplay was. Tripwire.
Wasn't that that shooter that we were watching?
That's all I don't know. It was right before the Killing Floor, so it was before that horror game, but I don't remember. I remember the logo. It was cool. It was yellow. It was jagged, but don't remember Tripwire.
I don't think we got gameplay. Wasn't that just a...
I think there was
Cinematic?
It was the cinematic, I'm pretty sure.
It's hard to remember.
Skip it for now. Killing Floor. It was that horror-based game they were talking about for. It was like gonna be a month. It's gonna be like a
month-long
circus
seasonal
theme.
thing.
Yeah, that looked really cool. Lots of these games I've never heard of. So, but for me, it looked really cool. I'm a big horror fan. So, and anytime you're making scary clowns and stuff that's not supposed to be scary.
So when I search Tripwire at E3, it comes up with Killing Floor 2 from Tripwire Interactive.
Oh, so maybe they were just the brand or the developer then that makes it.
Yeah, there's Tripwire Partners, Tripwire Interactive on Wikipedia.
Well, there we go. We're killing two birds with one stone. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. Never played it, but like, cool theme. That's awesome.
It's unfortunate that that's like just a limited time thing. I mean, it looks
Yeah.
it looks like they're putting a lot of work into that. You would hope that that would be something that you can play for more than 1
the
month.
Carnival game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That it looked. I was hoping for like a Left 4 Dead type of
Monkey Man.
run through it with some friends and kill everything in the carnival.
I was actually looking at some games on Steam, and I saw Killing Floor pop up on there on sale, and I thought, this actually looks like a lot of fun, and I saw a couple really neat mods for it, actually, that people had on there, too. So it was neat to actually see a little bit more of this game and the seasonal event, too. So it looked pretty fun.
Oh, but you didn't buy it.
No, I didn't.
Oh wow. Who wants to talk about Forza again?
No.
I can't believe they're still talking about that Porsche.
They are. They're really got a big win with this Porsche, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. It was the same. That I guess this is where I can say a point that this is the only downfall of for E3's sake only is Xbox and Microsoft and PC teaming together, as you'll see a lot of crossover. Like we'll get to later. We saw that. We saw Sea of Thieves. We saw Shadow of War. We'll see another one. So that's the only thing that these conferences are a little less fresh than usual. So yeah. Speaking of Sea of Thieves, same thing. I have nothing more to say. I think it's still the same thing. If you didn't go listen to our Xbox one, but I think it looks like a fun game. I wouldn't pay full price, but it looks like a fun game. I could play with my niece or nephew, something like that.
Yeah, said everything last night.
Jessica, you have anything to say on Thieves? Because you weren't here for
My
Xbox.
excitement has definitely died down since last year.
Oh, wow.
So last year I was pretty excited about it. This year it just kind of
What in particular?
What changed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I just kind of forgot about it, and now there's just new things that have kind of taken that spot in my mind.
What are those tweets?
Yeah, that's the burning question.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that guy's name to look it up either. So,
Unfortunately.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if like a bunch of people get it and it's cheap and everyone's recommending it, I'll like get it, come play with you guys. But generally, I'm not huge on playing online with a bunch of random people. It's not usually my bag. It's kind of why
Not
I
your bag.
didn't do Overwatch, because me and Matt could play cooperatively on Battleborn, and there's like story mode and stuff like that. So generally, online is not for me. So community's a little toxic online.
Toxic world. We talked about this on
You know, Xbox.
Special
a little,
100
it's
or
a little
something.
toxic. A little toxic.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the fence with that. I love the multiplayer community. I've made a lot of good friends.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
you're
Taylor.
a man. There's the difference.
you're not
He's a
wrong.
boy.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah, he's a boy. Yeah, he's
Sonia
not a
came onto the
man.
TV and everyone cheered and clapped and wooed.
It's
So,
because
I mean-
it's because
You make a
it
point.
wasn't Sean, to be honest. And I like her name.
Sonia?
Oh yeah,
Oh, there's
it's bad. It's better than Felix.
Sonia and Kevin for Sun FM.
Yeah, but
They're
I don't
amazing.
listen. I have Sirius. I don't know who those
The new
people are.
Fire
They're
Emblem has
amazing.
some
Every
amazing-
morning, they're always giving me
I
the
won't believe
they're,
this.
they're in Vancouver. They've been gone for like 2 years.
I know every morning though.
You listen to the Vancouver station every morning?
I hear them on the radio when I'm flicking through.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about Sea of Thieves? You anything more
Um,
add?
I'm definitely still gonna plan on buying it. I think that the amount of detail they're giving this game, and the fact that it's not a port, that they just built up the PC version on its
I like
own.
that.
That just goes to show that they're really giving it their all and not just trying to cheese out the average gamer. So I'm I'm gonna play it. I love multiplayer, and it looks like this is gonna be a lot of fun to play online with people. There's gonna be a lot of funny moments like shooting out of the cannons and stuff. So it'll be a good game.
I have a sinking suspicion more to see this game. I think it's going to be more around like the 60-70 Metacritic thing. I don't think it's going to blow the world apart. I think people are going to be like, oh, it's alright, it's good. And I think it's going to maybe be, not a little disappointing, but just be one of those games that just comes out and everyone forgets about it.
I think everyone's going to be too busy playing Island.
True.
Oh,
Did it work?
Nope, it was last night and then Island. You're a one-off.
Dang.
You can talk about Island, Jessica, because we talked about they showed it at Xbox first.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So that's like another game. That was the other one. So what do you think about? Because I same thing. The more the show looks cool. I like the aesthetic of
Really
the
like
game.
the art
Yeah.
style.
I was excited for it at first when it was kind of like the Minecraft thing, but then it kind of just got to, it wasn't kind of the same. It's just you can like build everything really quickly and just click everything to insert it right away, where it kind of takes the fun out of building it, in my opinion. I do think it's kind of cool that you can go, like, there was the island, and there was western, and then there was city, in different eras with, different levels of vehicles. So it is pretty cool, but probably wait and see how it does before anything. It's not something I'm going to, like, write down in my phone to, like, go pre-order this.
Calendar reminder.
Yeah,
So
I think obviously it's a combination of Minecraft and Sea of Thieves. Probably be lesser than both of those. It kind of looks like, but hey, you know what? I could pick that game up for $10 on Steam. I might
kill an hour or two.
I might one day. It looks like fun. I'm already like I'm really looking forward to Sea of Thieves. I hope it actually is pretty good and there's some more depth to it. And I like Minecraft too. I think it's a great game. I know, controversial opinion, hey, liking Minecraft, wow. But
I like Minecraft. Invested many hours.
it's a good game.
Yeah.
But Wildlands looks okay.
Griffland? Or did you have anything to say on Islands or Wildlands?
It reminds me too much of Minecraft.
Just
So
islands?
I don't need to really build anything. I'd much rather play Sea of Thieves.
I don't need to build. Yeah, Taylor's just randomly a Minecraft hater.
It's fine. Griffland? I don't actually remember Griffland.
Griffland. What is Griffland?
Well, I didn't leave that much of an impression of it. so
Xbox
we can-
deja vu here.
What?
Not remembering.
Oh
anything.
yeah, great. Lawbreakers. Lawbreakers was a PC game. I don't know when it released, but it was a PC game. I think about a month ago. They announced, or they launched somewhere a month ago, that it's coming to PS4. Never played it, never heard of it, but I follow a lot of PS4 like people in the industry that are big gamers and whatnot and stuff like that. And it seemed like there was a hype behind it. And what they showed today looked cool. I'm not a big shooter fan. I'm not a big online person. I'm like Jessica, like other than Friday the 13th, I don't know what game I've played online like rapidly, like Gwent. But that's, I mean, like those are my type of games, like games that I don't need to interact with people. Like it's fine. So I'll never play this, but it looked fun. It looked really unique. I like some of the attacks going on. It looked very bright and colorful, which I like. So it looked very cool, and I'm happy for the Sony team who, because this was very Microsoft PC heavy. So happy to get them in there, and fans are excited about it. So awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a game heavily inspired by Quake and just the type of arena fighter that Quake is, where it's based all around crazy movement and the skill of the game is in the fact that people are constantly moving, so you need to have good aim adjustment while moving through the environment. And so I think there was a really good demo they showed off for I don't know who those people are who were playing it, like Twitch streamers, YouTube people, but I think they all had Verb, good old Verb. But they actually had good things to say. It wasn't just it didn't seem like one of those things where they have some community members talking about a game and they're just saying all these buzzwords that the developers want. It seems like they're commenting on actual cool mechanics about the game. It looks like a lot of fun. It's probably not one that I'll end up playing, but I would like to see. I definitely watch some streams of it, and who knows, maybe I will pick it up. But I definitely have mad respect for Quake, and this game looks like Quake but brighter.
Yeah,
kind of. So looks fun.
I won't end up picking it up. Like I said, online versus is not my jam, especially then when you speed it up and make it even worse.
It did look fast.
Yeah, so, I mean, it sounded cool. It might be like one of those games where I'm at someone's house and they're just like, oh, hey, you want to take a turn? I'd be like, if you don't mind your score going down, I'll try. But I probably won't buy it. I'll go purchase Overwatch before I start some random new game. So, yeah, that's just, it does look cool. Hopefully it gets some good reviews because,
$30 too, which is pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. Didn't they say $29.99? I thought it said.
I didn't remember that, but that's really cool.
If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry, but I thought that's what it was because I thought that I remember being like, oh, that's a good price.
It looks incredibly polished, so I had imagined it would be like a full price game, but
yeah.
But I mean, if it's multiplayer only, I can understand why they would do that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It could be the PC price too. It could be different on console.
True.
I don't know if it was just the way they showcased it, but I like this a little bit more than Quake. I love how
you can't play it, sucker.
I know, that's okay. Unless I get a better PC.
Or a PlayStation.
Or a PlayStation. I'd rather get a PC, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know that's a lie because you hate PC games.
No, because I got that Windows 10 games on there.
No,
so.
you know you're lying.
That free trial of Overwatch is sucking them in.
I think the fact that it's so quick on the trigger and it's so speedy of a game. I love that. That's the kind of play style I like to incorporate into shooters when I'm playing, and to see the game built around that and you knocked off the map. There's abilities you have that you can come right back and flank. There's all these different approaches and scenarios that you can take, and I think that's a really cool aspect for a shooter. So far, for a competitive shooter that we've seen so far, it's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, the only other ones were, I guess, Quake and that other one where you could pick up items off the ground, which again I wasn't a fan of. This just I think it's cool that PlayStation's getting it. I think it's gonna definitely be a really popular game for the PlayStation players. So yeah, good.
Wargrove, looks cool. Not a game for me.
Don't remember it.
That's the Fire Emblem looking one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For me, I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan, so this looks like a lot of fun. It looks like you can, because Fire Emblem's never included any sort of level editor. And so the fact that this game will have a ton of replayability because, as they were saying, you can just go on and download other people's maps and you can make your own. And so I really like that. It did look really simple, when they were scrolling through the menu. Granted, I don't know how close it is to completion, how much they wanted to show off, but they clicked on the buildings tab and there was maybe 5 or 6 type of buildings. There was just maybe 10 units in general. So it doesn't look like there's a ton of depth there. But once again, if this is a $20 or $30 game, I would certainly pick this up. I love the art style too, just the classic pixel art, nice and bright. So I think this game looks really fun. Yeah.
I think, I can appreciate it. Not for me.
Taylor?
I think it looks as you said, a lot of fun. It's definitely they didn't say the price, did they?
No,
I didn't catch it. No, if they did.
No, then I definitely wouldn't want to pay full price for it. That would be
I don't think
a little much.
Wait, I don't think it would be.
If it was $20 or whatever, I could easily see myself getting it because it looks like a overall good time.
Gotta get that PC first.
overall a good time.
Gotta get the PC first.
Shadow of War, they talked about it. Sequel to Shadow of Mordor. They showed a cutscene.
Yeah, they stressed the story aspect of the game today.
Yeah, which is good because I think the first game that's the weakest part in my opinion is the story. I think it's still good, but the main character didn't really have that much personality. He's just very, my family's dead, I'm gonna go get these people. So that interests me. So even though last night the demo I wasn't thrilled with, it's still on my radar and it's a game I'm still likely buying in October unless it comes up. You're like, oof, this is a big step down. So it's on my radar. Very excited for Shadow of War.
Everything I have to say about it I said last night. So
Check it out.
check it out.
Anything to say on Shadow of War?
I played Shadow of Mordor and I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I probably won't be picking it up. I did enjoy their cutscene that they showed, though. It was kind of cool. But for me, I mean, if I didn't finish the first one, I don't really have a reason to buy the second one.
Mhm.
So.
I love the first one. It was very cool, as you guys said, to see the story element this time around. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, they ended off in a very like console-like way. They ended off with it saying they are releasing Age of Empire HD remaster 20 years, and that was on Xbox and PC, correct?
You did say Xbox Live multiplayer.
It did? Yeah, so I was going to say.
No, but not necessarily, because it's on Windows 10, and Windows does
The cross-platform?
the like multiplayer using the same system, so.
Oh, look, but you can't. I took it as you can buy it on Xbox, correct? Like, you're going to be able to buy
I thought
it
that
on-
too, because if it
That's
said
what I
Xbox
took
Live
it.
multiplayer,
And they
then
brought out like an Xbox like head of management guy. Like that's what I took it as, that it was a double. And like
Kinda
Yeah.
like that,
and yeah, like those games aren't notoriously like you play them on the console, but they still do Halo Wars. Back when they did Lord of the Rings, Battlefield, so it's not like an unknown thing that they wouldn't do this. So I thought it was cool because it was a good way to, and people in our live chat were saying it was a good way to end it when PC gaming last year we didn't see it, and other years just kind of story ends with like a fart in the wind. It's just kind of like, oh, it's over, and like I like that it was a kind of a one more thing. It was unexpected because we were watching the trailer trying to guess what it was, and they were dropping all these hints, and I thought it was good, and it looked great too. I liked the side by side of the old and the new, so it looked great. I thought it was a perfect way to end.
All it says is that there's multiplayer support over Xbox Live.
Oh,
So.
I imagine it's going to come to Xbox. I really do. Just because who they brought out for it, and they stressed that it was ahead of Xbox, that's why I think it'll be Xbox. So same way as Anthem was like exclusive for half an hour, and then yeah.
As for myself, I think this is a great way to finish off the conference. Age of Empires is a true classic. I love the direction it took. Art styles. This is pretty much the Brood War remaster. Where it doesn't. It might not look like a 2017 game, but, you know, an homage to the original's graphics and like the way units move around. Like it looks kind of funny, and yeah, so it looks like the original, which is like a nice crisp overhaul, and then I guess they remastered the soundtrack and they fixed some bugs that you don't really want to see in 2017.
Some janky controls.
So yeah, I think this is great. Age of Empires, for some reason, never a game I played, but one of my best friends, it's like his favorite game of all time. So I've definitely.
Like dial-up.
That's the
PC.
classic. Yeah.
So I used to play it all the time. I really enjoyed it. You know, it'd be fun to go back, like to download this and be able to play it again and kind of relive all those memories, especially with, you know, everything being enhanced now. You know, that 4K support. So, but
They didn't drop the price, did they?
no.
That is something I'm quite curious about.
Yeah.
Probably
Wonder
you
what
said
that'll be.
Gamescom.
Yeah, they said they were going to
Yeah,
talk
more
a lot
info.
more about it in August, so that makes
Probably get
sense.
some more information then. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think it's a cool announcement, especially for, you know, that is, you know, like Sean was saying, like one of the first games he saved up his toonies to buy. So,
I don't think he said
Grandma-
Toonies. I don't think he was Canadian.
You
His
got
brother's grandma
$2.
said he just gave him $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling the weeds out.
yeah, it doesn't
His
have to
grandma
be, sorry,
hated 'em.
his $2, not his toonies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eh?
Got it.
Okay, hop in the car with my Toonies.
Gonna go get that game about the civilization.
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh wow, that was like a nice. I don't know what accent. Something.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Something I can't pronounce. That's why.
Yeah, someone with a PC should get it. Hook me up with a bit of playtime on it.
Been played just a bit.
Unless it does come to Xbox, I guess, but I don't know. It's very
True.
unclear.
For me, I started playing Age of Empires at Age of Empires 3, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I loved just the time period it took place in, and just being able to create these scenarios too, like building up your armies and then just having these epic battles. I thought it was really, really fun, and if this is coming to Xbox, I will definitely consider picking it up. I love the fact that it's just remastered, and they took so much detail into remastering the tiles, the soundtrack, everything in this game. It looked really... The tiles, yeah. It looked really, really, really... Like, I for an RTS game, it looks really, really nice. And I'm just wondering how they're going to play that out onto a console, because you're not limited on a PC for an RTS game. There are certain limitations on a console with the controller. So I'd be curious to see how that plays out, but it's definitely something I'm going to be checking into.
Cool.
All right. Well, if you haven't tuned in before, we rate the conferences out of 5. 5 is amazing, 4 is good, 3 is decent, 2 is bad, and 1 is god awful. I actually think I gave the PC one 1 last year. I'm pretty sure. Either 1 or 2. Giving it a 3 this year. Very decent. I'm getting very worried for E3. I like the Age of Empire thing, but like we got Ubisoft and Sony. I don't put much faith in Nintendo. I'm waiting for some good stuff to happen here, just because so far it's been a very lackluster E3 for me. It's been meh, but overall better show than last year PC. I didn't find it as a struggle to watch. Had some fun, so a 3.
For me, this was certainly better than last year. I can't even remember last year's a whole lot. Like
It was a big joke.
It wasn't great. Day 9, he was a bit better on stage this time. They showed a lot of games and a few that I'm definitely going to check out. They definitely dragged on a few segments a little too long. You know, they had a lot of developers on stage. That one guy talking about, I don't even really know. He was talking about some stuff for a good minute. Iguanas. So, but overall, like at the end of the day, the big thing for me is the games, and there was some really good games showcased, and they sold me on a few. So I'm gonna give it what I gave Xbox, 3.5.
I feel like this for me is kind of the opposite of Bethesda. Like there was games I was more excited about, but it was way too long in my opinion. So I'm gonna stick it out with the 2.5. You know, it could have been better, could have been worse. You know, definitely could have been shorter. So yeah, you know, kind of that's my opinion. Kind of opposite of Bethesda.
I enjoyed it. There was games that, you know, piqued my interest. It definitely was a little too long. I don't really have much to say on it, but I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Alright. Taylor, quickly tell them where they can find us in 20 minutes, because Ubisoft is going to be starting.
In 20 minutes.
Quickly.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Let's go. So
Fast.
I gotta upload it, so make it very
Okay, so you gotta go with the internet, you gotta go into Google, type in Facebook, and then go in the search bar, type in GeekVerse Space Podcast, and you'll find awesome content, including all of our E3 podcasts, so check it out, and...
It's not mediocre.
Just go to GeekVersePodcast.com. Everything's there. We'll see you for Ubi, we'll see you for Sony. It won't be boring.
GeekVerse
See
out.
ya.
Brilliant.
There you go.